when we get triggered, we go into danger. This is a state of hyperarousal. Type in the chat if you experienced getting into conflict or you got conflict with your parents and nobody taught you how to go from that hyperarousal back into safety. Because look, I have a kid, I have a 3-year-old, and he's annoying some of the time. And sometimes I have a little rupture with him. The key here is I create a hyperarousal when let's say I raise my voice for a second, he goes into fight or flight, but the key here is I bring him back into safety. Children don't know how to self-regulate. They need the parent to teach them how to co-regulate. But if you didn't have a parent that brought you into hyperarousal, fear, fight or flight, and didn't bring you back into safety and didn't repair with you, what happens is you get stuck there. You get stuck in hyperarousal, and conflict means hyperarousal and no safety. So what happens is you get stuck in fight or flight, and conflict means disaster to you. So what happens is that little girl was taught that, oh, I can't have conflict, I must suppress it. So my anger or my upsetness is going to result in me losing love. So I'm going to learn to stuff away my anger or internalize it so that I can be safe. That is a form of trauma, which is not what happened to you. It's not like abuse per se, physical violence. It's what happens inside of us that doesn't get resolved. And that is what trauma is, right? Or if you were coddled, what happens is that's another form, to call it abuse. That's another form of trauma, because what happens is you are infantilized. And what that means is you don't learn that the proper training for a child is we go into hyperarousal, we go into conflict, and then we return back. The best thing I can do for my son is to have a conflict in front of him with his mother, and then return back and repair in front of him and with him, because it teaches his system, hey, we can go there and then return. If you were raised in an environment where you were what's called infantilized or pedestalized, where you were protected from conflict, you're now ill-equipped in the real world. So what'll happen is you'll go out there, you'll get into an intimate partnership. When conflict happens, you don't know what to do with it. You have no idea how to regulate yourself. And then you have the expectation that other people are to regulate you because you don't have the skills to do it with yourself. This is not your fault. You just didn't have the training.